Good morning, church family. It is Friday morning, March 27th, 2020. I am giving you my morning update. If you were looking for one for yesterday, I did not do one for yesterday, but I am doing one for today. Just a couple of things as we begin. Please join us for our service on Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. We will be uploading the message at that time, be uploading the service at that time. It won't be live streaming. We want to avoid the problems that we have last week, but we will be uploading the message at that time. So if you want to gather together in some smaller groups, you may do so. Please be wise about that. If you're showing any symptoms of disease or sickness, please stay home. Also, please be careful even when you are together to take precautions with regard to your health. We do have a lot of cases of coronavirus here in Arizona, and so please take proper precautions. We're going to be back together as a congregation sometime soon. It's going to happen. This is not going to last forever. And so let's take advantage of the moment, take advantage of the opportunities to fellowship with one another. So we're looking forward to seeing you on Sunday, 9:30 a.m. The morning message will post. The evening message will post about 4 p.m. That way some of you that need to go to work, I do know there's some people that go to work on Sunday evenings working a second shift. You'll be able to watch it earlier and be able to watch that more at your own convenience. I want to go to a particular passage of Scripture, and that is found in Luke chapter 4. Luke chapter 4, beginning in verse 38. It says, "And he arose out of the synagogue and entered into Simon's house, and Simon's wife's mother was taken with a great fever." Wow, does that sound familiar? "And they besought him for her, and he stood over her, and rebuked the fever, and it left her, and immediately as she arose, and ministered unto them. Now when the sun was setting, all they that had any sick with any various diseases brought them unto him, and he laid his hands on every one of them, and he healed them." Interesting. Jesus was willing to heal everyone. Now, you say, but why doesn't he heal everyone? How can we have a pandemic? How do we see the love of God in this? Well, understand a couple of things. First of all, he is willing to heal every soul. Remember also that Jesus Christ was a healer, and God himself is a healer. But there are various ways in which he does heal. In this particular case, Peter's mother-in-law was taken ill with a fever, and he healed her in the moment. Now, God can do that. Jesus can do that. He can heal in the moment. But there are other forms of healing. It is interesting that there are rules, laws in Scripture with regard to human behavior that God demands of all people. The Ten Commandments are demanded of all people. And there are laws with regard to marriage and adultery and debauchery, and we see the condemnation of various types of lifestyles and living and drunkenness and partying and all of that type of thing is condemned both in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. We're having an outbreak of coronavirus in the United States, and one of the most intensely suffering areas right now is New Orleans, Louisiana. In the news, they're saying that the timing of Mardi Gras with regard to this is one of the reasons why there's so much sickness right now in New Orleans. It just so happens that Carnival in Italy and Spain and some of those Mediterranean countries also happened about the same time and might well have contributed to the high incidences of sickness in those countries. It's something for us to understand that God's restrictions on our behavior, His commandments, are an expression of His love. He knows how our bodies function. He knows how disease travels. And even His commandments, even His laws, are an expression of His love toward us. Let's not forget that our God is a loving God. You know, when you go to the zoo, I was just reading an article about this the other day. When you go to the zoo, it happened here in Phoenix, and you climb over the barrier to take a selfie with the Black Panther, and then the panther reaches through the bars and slashes you, it's your fault. You should have heeded the warning signs and stayed where you're supposed to stay. Don't forget that our sin and its consequences as a human race, that's our fault. It's not God's. It's not anyone else's. It's ours. But there's a remedy, and that remedy is found in Jesus Christ. Please continue to pray for our congregation. Paul's father is doing better. We'll be having a service for Chick on Monday. It will just be family. We will have another service that will be public for the rest of the congregation when we're through this and we can actually gather again. We will get through this. We will gather together again as a congregation. And we're looking forward to that day. Until then, plan to be with us on Sunday. Plan to worship with us in all the aspects of worshiping with us. Please also pray for our giving as a church. Pray for our financial needs as a Christian school, that God will bless. Please pray for our health workers. Pray for those who have been laid off from work because of the present crisis. And we'll get through it together. God bless. Have a great day.